here we are, everyone, and I don't know about you, but can you quite believe that we're here? I'm still in disbelief. I genuinely cannot believe that we're in the position we are in right now. There is no way that I started last season, or going through most of last season, thinking that we were going to be in the position that we are in right now, and that is going to be looking at our end of season review, having gained promotion from League One to League Two, into League One. Yeah, I'm still in disbelief. I really can't believe we're in the position we're in right now. And then once we've had a look at our end of season review, we're going to have to do something that I am feeling fully unprepared for, and that is transfer special, trying to get ready for life in League One, which terrifies me. All right, guys, let's go. Let's have a look at our end of season review for 2026-27. That end of season review for 2026-27 season, where we've risen from the Vanarama South into League One in that space of time. I mean, it's kind of impressive. That first season where we fell short of getting promotion from the Vanarama South, but then we've managed to secure ourselves back to back promotions. Yeah, it can be done, but I didn't think it could be done with a squad like this, the club like this, with the finances. I thought, there's a chance of getting back to back. Damn, I'm not ready. But I'm going to have to be, because we've got a mission to do, and that is keep rising up the ranks. Right, let's have a look at what has gone on this season. The new arrivals, and top of the list is Joseph McCullum. He came in and impressed the most, with 3 goals and 4 assists in his 15 appearances, and Saeed Moradi as well. I mean, the late loans in the winter transfer window really helped push on our season. We were struggling at that point for a bit of consistency, enough depth in the squad to keep, putting out a squad that can challenge game in, game out. And they've really come in and helped all 3 of these guys. Look at them. So Joseph McCullum, Saeed Moradi, 14 appearances, 5 assists, a 7.32 and a 7.25 average rating, respectively. And then Owen Foster came in goal after we said goodbye to Alfie Roberts as well. He came in and did a sterling job for us. 14 appearances and a 6.99 average rating. And that for a goalkeeper, that average rating is absolutely fine. He did a really good job for us. And then our season long loaning, Charlie Robinson, as well. With 38 starts and 2 sub appearances, chipped in with 7 goals and 2 assists and a 6.98 average rating, which is absolutely commendable. And then we've only got 2 of our own players on there. I think if anything rings alarm bells for going up into the next league above, is the fact that out of this list of 7 players, only 2 of our own players made it onto the list. The rest we don't have. They're gone. Unless somehow we can make some permanent moves for any of these guys, they're not our players. So next on the list was little Henry Timmy Davies. 14 start, 25 sub appearances, chipped in with 14 goals and a 6.91. He kind of came into his own towards the end of the season and started chipping in with goals quite regularly after we said goodbye to Daniel Oyetunde. Sydney with 24 starts, 10 sub appearances, 5 goals, 2 assists, and a 6.86. And Fletcher Holman, which that's disgusting that he made it onto the list, because I thought he was utterly disappointing. Look at that. Well, I mean, you can see I didn't play him much. Well, no, they had to make it onto the list, but you know, he was a regrettable signing. Definitely not one that I'd like to shout about. Right, so let's have a look at our transfers out. Daniel Oyetunde, he is out. Sebastian Williams went as well. Ewan Pollock, Alfie Roberts, Ash Boatswain, and Salim Akambi as well. And the players we had out on loan last year, Jamie Ash, who we brought in last year, sent him straight out on loan. Done very well at Mersham. He's going to need another loan somewhere higher up to keep developing. I have kept an eye on him through the season, and he has developed quite well. With 11 goals and 6 assists at Mersham last year, and an average rating of 7.22. He definitely was the standout player that we sent out on loan last year. And then other players that we sent out. Callum Simpson, Caden Voice, Charlie Pavey, who we're going to be saying goodbye to for sure. Callum Simpson, I think we're going to be saying goodbye to as well. The only people I think we'll be holding on to is Jamie Ash, Caden Voice, and Evan Anderson. Yeah, and with loans on the mind as well, I do think that is going to be of the utmost importance for us doing well next season, and that is, relying on good season-long loans to really help us out. Mainly with being able to get a decent squad together with the restricted finances that we're going to have doing it. We're playing in a higher league now. Players are going to want larger contracts to a certain extent. Some of our players' contracts are going to be going up. And we already looked at the end of the last episode, and our wage, even if we take all of our transfer budget and put it into our wages, our wage budget for next year is still going to be less than the lowest for this season gone. So yeah, we've got a task on hand, and it's going to be difficult. So that, loans is really going to be vital for us, key for us to have any kind of successful season. And successful season, again, like I was kind of thinking for this season, is going to be just trying to stay away from that relegation battle. Mid-table, would love that. But we're going to have to see. It's going to be a whole another kettle of fish. I still can't believe with the squad we had, I didn't rate it at being promotion candidates. And yes, we did have some good players, but if you look at the squad from top to bottom, I really didn't think we had it in us. So yeah, that's why it's still mainly such a big surprise for me, because I just genuinely didn't see it coming. Right, the season's results. Obviously, there we are. Pipped Wickham to 3rd place on the final day of the season as we won and they lost. Crawley have won the playoffs against Wickham in the final. So yeah, don't you love those playoffs? You finish where you finish, and then the person, well, they weren't last. Leighton Orient really last place team in the playoffs, but it is what it is. I guess that's what still makes it exciting. But yeah, we had already secured our promotion. So happy days. Average home attendance last season is up to 71%. Capacity 3,643, which is all right. Our top goal scorer was Daniel Oyetunde, which just screams the importance of finding an elite kind of striker for us next year, someone who can hopefully be our player and not necessarily alone, because I'd like to develop someone that can maybe move up with us. But yeah, 17 goals. It'd be nice to get someone to score sort of 20 plus goals for us, because I don't think we've had that since the very beginning. I think maybe our closest guy might have been Ash Boatswain one season, but I think that might have only been sort of 15 odd goals or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, we've not had anyone absolutely set the leagues alight and look anything like the league's top scorer or anything like that. So it'd be nice to find someone like that. Yeah, FA Cup, we went out in the second round to Burton Albion. The Carabao Cup, first round to Watford. And then the Bristol Street, we got through our little group stage, but then we straight out to Milton Keynes at the first knockout attempt. So that is how the competitions looked. Moments to remember. There was our 8-3 win against Yeovil towards the end of the season. Yeah, it was a very, very good result, especially pushing towards the end of the season. We did have some big wins, and really kind of helped with our momentum towards the end of the season, which, yeah, I have to say, added to our ability to pip Wickham to third place. 1-0 win away to Cambridge, apparently. That was quite notable. And then our 2-2 draw against Salford. I don't know why it wouldn't be our 2-0 win against Salford on the closing day of the season. Yeah, not sure about that one. All right, the finances and yeah, sponsorship is up, almost kind of getting towards doubled. Broadcast revenue definitely up compared to previous. Corporate and hospitality is on the rise as well. That has just around doubled as well. But competition prize money, something that can be really important, has not particularly risen at all. So this shows that we still haven't managed that really good cup run yet. Our match day commercial and retail is down, quite unusually, but right. And nearly 42,000 worth of merchandise sales. Hopefully that'll go up next year. Still hope most of these will go up next year. With 763 shirts sold. Yeah, good sales for Iro, Oliot, Foran, Imre, and little Timmy Davies. And we've even sold some non-domestic, just over £4,000 worth, which is quite nice. A little bit surprised at that with our reputation. Excuse me, with our reputation where it is. But yeah, all good signs that we're moving in the right direction. Right, let's look how we lined up. So we have Elijah Morgan, Taylor Foran, Charlie Robinson, and Danny Imre in our defence, with Alfie Roberts in goal. Sydney and Borgnis in our defensive midfield roles. G, Pinnock, and McCallum on our attacking midfield roles, and Oyatunde up front as well for us. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not a bad team when you look at it. Still development to be seen in G. And well, quite a few of them actually. Relatively young players across the board there. Right, the accolades. I managed to win one Manager of the Month in April. Borgnis, average rating of 7.0, was the fans' player of the season. And yeah, good for him. I mean, he's been quite the rock for us in that defensive midfield role. The young player of the season is Zach Henry, 20 years old, with a 7.2 average rating. And then little Timmy Davies gets a signing of the season with a 6.9 average rating. Charlie Farr gets the goal of the season with his strike against Salford on the 15th of December 2026 last year. And next we have Mitch Pinnock getting most assists for us with 15. He has already earned himself a contract extension at 32 years old. He is aging a little bit. We will need to find someone to come in and sort of start working their way into the team in his sort of place. But yeah, very, very good for us this season. We have to see how he fares in the next league above next season. Oliver Iro received Most Player of the Match awards with 4. He was injured for a large part of the season as well, so I can only imagine if he had a season being fit, how many he would have achieved. Highest average rating was Mitch Pinnock with 7.2. Most passes completed per 90 was Saeed Moradi with average of 60 per 90. And yeah, those assists was by Mitch Pinnock was a new record. I think last record was 14 by Tom Olliott. And that now sits at 15 with Mitch Pinnock. And then yeah, our highest transfer received breaking the record is Daniel Oyetunde with transfer fee of 283,000. Yeah, definitely feel like we could have received more for him if we hadn't had the release clause into his contract, but just to get him to sign his contract extension, that had to go in. So it is what it is, and that's most we could have got for him. Oldest goal scorer was Sydney for us at 33 years old and 318 days. Well, no, he was at the time he was 32 years old, 318 days. So yeah, a few new records for us. Right. Well, we got history in the making. Your hard work and effort paid off on the pitch, and such a feat didn't go unrewarded at the end of the season awards ceremony. Farnborough came along better than anyone would have expected and carried that mid-season form all the way to promotion. Yep, totally unexpected. Farnborough have been brilliant since turning it on in the middle of the season. Their football was a joy to watch, and they're deservedly going up. All right, and there's our beautiful, beautiful bit of tapestry, if you want to call it that. Yeah, I've done 200 matches now. Well, isn't that nice? I think I still only get paid about £120 a week, which is absolutely like daylight robbery. I think I've only got a year left on my contract as well, and they've not offered me a new contract yet. I mean, what is that about? And you know, it's only just back-to-back promotions now. I've only had 2 job offers in the time that I've been here, and for what I think I've achieved at the club, I mean, where are the other job offers? Where are they? I don't know. Obviously, I'm not going for them because this is about taking Farnborough FC up as high as we can get them and growing them as a club as big as we can. So yeah, I'm not going anywhere else. I just feel, where's the recognition? And job offers, I feel, is kind of like a recognition. You know, I was expecting them to be flowing in a little bit more, but it wasn't to be. So, all right, the players inducted into Farnborough's overall best 11. Let's have a look at that properly. Right, so we have Alfie Roberts in goal. In defence, we've got Elijah Morgan, Taylor Foran, Kanye Jobson, Danny Imre. And then at the base of midfield, we have Hammond Chambers Borgnis alongside Oliver Pendlebury. And he is now retired. All right. He didn't go anywhere after us. A little bit surprised by that. He was a good player for us, having still secured his place in our best 11. You can see, you know, he was. Tom Olliott on the left and Salim Saeed still on our right hand side. and he is still playing. He is currently at Carnarvon, enjoying life there. Only 7 appearances, but 3 goals for him last season. Daniel Oyetunde now goes alongside Ash Boatswain, who is now a free agent after some time with Weston-super-Mare, having not played a single game for him. So I see retirement in his future, which is a bit of a shame because, you know, he did all right for us. 25 goals in 54 appearances is not a bad contribution. So yeah, quite rightly, he has his spot in our best 11. And then on the bench, we've got players like Cameron Gregory, David Akagbu, Harrison Dudziak, who was very good for us. And then McNulty, Bansal McNulty, he is still there, going strong at Ballymena United. He's been there since he left us. 70 appearances and 21 goals for him there. Oliver Iro, Harry Lee, and Ewan Pollock. Ewan Pollock is at Sutton. 22 appearances, 9 goals for him there. So well done to him. He was not my favourite striker. I suppose he did. Okay, what was that? 24 in 63. But yeah, I didn't vibe with him too much. So yeah. All right, we have the season review. It was a memorable season for Farnborough as they defied all expectations and wrote a new chapter in the club's history. Farnborough managed to score the most goals from set pieces in the Sky Bet League 2 this season, reflecting the hard work put in on the training pitch. It was a season of unlikely yet jubilant success for Borough, who found form during the middle of the season and never looked back, going on to secure a promotion few were expecting, including me. And I probably expect you too, if you're really being realistic. All right, so bonuses paid out, £225,000 paid out. So much of our money. But as part of the Sky Bet League 2's Solidarity Payment Scheme, Farnborough have received the sum of £482,000 for participating in Sky Bet League 2, which is great. And that kind of covers our bonuses paid out and then some. So if we have a look, we now have £886,000 in the bank, which is nice. Maybe next season we will see us break that £1 million mark, and really start seeing our rating, our levels going up a little bit. Right, so let's push on, and we've got to get to the business end of the season, which is transfers. All right, so a couple more things of note here, and it was a record high finish for Farnborough for the 3rd place finish in the Sky Bet League 2. I mean, any place we finished would have been our record high because we've never been in League 2 before. But hey, there it is. We are. So next year will be another record, whatever place we finish in. Even if we finish rock bottom, it will be a record-breaking season for us, having never played in League 1 before. Daniel Oyetunde set a new average rating record for Sky Bet League 2 with a 7.25 over his 32 appearances. So that's really good. We did have I can't remember who it was, but someone set the average rating record in the National League, which so they set it the season we were in it, and then this season I'm pretty sure it has been broken by someone else. Can't remember who our player was, don't know who the new player is, but so that's kind of 2 seasons in a row, and one of our players has set average ratings in the leagues we were in, so that's quite good for note. But obviously Oyetunde no longer our player, so that's the down part of that. Pinnock got the new record. We know that. And Oyatunde has claimed the League 2 Player of the Season. So that is a really great achievement for him. Yeah, hopefully he can go off to Oxford and have a really great time of it with them. And we wish him all the best. So yeah, good for him. And they see he's made his way into the Team of the Year. I will be having a look at some of these players and just seeing if, you know, any of them haven't got contracts past the end of the season. Maybe some of them will be worthy of stepping up into League One, if they're available. So we'll see. Right, onwards and upwards. Right, another little quick finance snippet, and that is our sponsorships are in for the next year. Most notable, our stadium sponsor 1 year deal has doubled, so getting a little bit more significant now. 80,000 for the year. That could do a couple of months of salaries, so you know it's not insignificant and growing quite nicely. So definitely going to have to see some big uptakes in that if we're going to continue. You know, get through League One. Our next stop is Championship, which is just one step away from the big boy league. So it's going to need to be a hell of a lot more than that in the coming years. So, but it's a step in the right direction. So, apart from that, the sponsorships. Well, we just got we got a 2-year kit sponsor, which is 41.5 per season. So that's another 80 grand across, or 83 grand across the 2 seasons. And then a general sponsorship, just 8.5, not very good. But we might see more coming in as we're growing commercially. Yeah, we should see more and better ones coming in over the years anyway. Right, and our ticket prices have gone up now, as you'd expect, jumping up a league. 20% up on the ticket price, 18% up on the season tickets as well. And hopefully we should be selling a bit more. We should be getting a little bit closer to having a full capacity stadium. Yeah, I'll say we weren't a million miles off, but you know, it's not going to take that much more to be sort of hitting that full capacity target when we were averaging, what was it, sort of 4,600-700? No, 3,600-700, sorry. So another 1,500. It's not crazy to imagine now we've jumped up another league. We've just got to see how our reputation and whatnot jumps up this season as well. Yeah, but we will. I'll let you know when I find out. And we're getting little gifts as well. So our scouting budget has been allocated to us, which is absolute pennies. 31.5 thousand. I will be allocating more from our transfer budget towards that, I think. But we can have more scouts. We can have. It's not actually updated here. Why is it not updated here? Right. 2 unassigned. Right. Scouting members. 5 members. 2 unassigned. Oh. Well, I've not got 5 members. I don't know what it's talking about. I thought it was telling me I've got more scouts, which would probably be needed. But there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4. Maybe director of football, chief scout, 2 scouts. Where's the 5th member coming from? And why aren't they assigned? I have scouting things in place. I don't know what it's talking about. It is talking crazy. I'll figure it out anyway. I will want to get some grow the scouting team anyway. And I'm going to look across the staff board as well, see if we can decide anyone's not really up to mark and replace them with someone better, really. Yeah, if they're not cutting the mustard, then they got to go. All right, I just wanted to get this bit noted before it starts heading back down again, which it most likely will. But we have broken that 1 million mark, moving up into the next league. I mean, we're not officially there yet, But with the new sponsorships and league payments and whatnot, we have cracked that £1 million barrier. Yeah, we're now a rich club. Or not, actually, but finance status is okay. So yeah, not even stable right now, it's just okay. Is stable? Do you get stable and then okay, and or okay and then I can't remember which way around it goes, but it's okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, nice. Nice bit of money in the bank. Still, if I just look again, it's still only allowing me 30% of any transfers that go out, which is pretty tight, considering I have got the money going up. They had no money when I came in, and now look at them. Yeah, complete disrespect. But I'm sure that will change someday. But yeah, just wanted to get that noted while it was still above. Well, I've been going through doing all the admin stuff, renewing contracts for staff members, and I thought I might as well request from the board to see if we can increase our coaching numbers for next season. Maybe I did that too early before we'd actually officially, switched over to being in League One. They might have had a different perspective at that point. But anyway, while I was there, I put in a couple of other requests. Increase youth level. Rejected. All right. Training facilities, though, accepted. £750,000 was being piled into improving the training facilities. That's pretty much all our money. That hurt a lot, but it's needed, and we're just going to need to make more money. It's as simple as that. We need to make more money. We need to have money available to carry on doing this sort of thing across the board. Youth training facilities, youth recruitment, networking, all that jazz needs to be done. So, this is only going to take us to the next level. And where are we? Yeah, so look, we've only got the 1-star training facilities at the moment. So it needs improving. We're in League One, and guaranteed there are no other teams in League One that have 1-star training facilities. It would just be unheard of. And we need to give our players, they've got us here, they deserve it. So yeah, it needed to be done. We're just going to have to earn ourselves some more money now. Let's, we'll get to it and hopefully have some decent cup runs. Well, we have managed to do the first couple of transfers of this transfer window. And the first guy, well, there are a couple of goalkeepers. So we needed to get ourselves a new goalkeeper. We lost Alfie Roberts, and the other guy is still with us, I believe. Yeah, Owen Foster was only in on loan. So we had to get ourselves a replacement goalkeeper. First one actually through the door. Not through the door, sorry. He joins us on the 1st of the 7th. Is Will Murdoch, and he's 20 years old, and I think he'd do all right as our backup goalkeeper. The guy that we've already got in and we actually paid a release clause for is Finley Herrick, and we got him from South Shields. I think he represents a very good goalkeeper, even at this level. And we got him from South Shields, who are down in the where are they playing? In the Panorama North. Yeah, he's represents a good goalkeeper. I mean, star rating wise, he's on terms equal with Owen Foster, with higher potential. He's only 21, and yeah, he is very much coming in as our number one goalkeeper. So at least that is one thing set and sorted for the upcoming season. Also, we've had some outs as well. So if we just have a look, where are we? We've got some loans going out as well. Fletcher Holman, who I didn't rate very much, he's gone out on loan for the season to Welling. And then we had some other people go out. Right, Matthew Takarira, he has gone out to Gloucester. So yeah, hopefully he can get some good development under his belt. Danny Imre, our number 1 right back, has gone to Peterborough for £300,000. We tried to wrap him up on a new contract, and he wanted, similar to what he's getting at Peterborough, to be fair, he wanted near enough £3,000 a week, and on the wage structure we just couldn't afford it. He only had a year left, so I spoke to his agent to tout him out. He said, I think I can get an offer in from Peterborough, so we went in for that. They came in at 250. I got him up to 300. I think it's the best bit of business that I could have done. Maybe I could have squeezed a bit more out of them, but I didn't want to scare them off. So yeah, 300,000, and that is a brand new record sale after Sunday, and marks £500,000 worth of transfers out basically last season, because that was still in last season technically. And also G has gone out on loan to Welling as well. So hopefully he can have a good season there in the Vanarama South. Would have preferred really in the Vanarama National, but what I'm hoping is basically he comes out the other end of that, league's top scorer, had a real great time of himself, and and the same with Takarira as well. Hopefully he can come back looking like league's top scorer as well. Gloucester in the north, in the north. So Takarira's got a club with a bit better training facilities, so he might well develop a bit better. But at least they're both going in as important players and should play the whole season, and hopefully will bag themselves a whole load of goals and develop nicely. So that is everything up to date so far. We are on the search for definitely a new right back, defensive midfielders, a new talisman striker, and all sorts really. Need to strengthen right across the team. Our centre back as well, big time. Need better players in to strengthen the team. So we are back on the search. Alright guys, well, no more signings just yet. I've got a load of trialists in at the club, and we're going to see how they do over the next couple of friendlies. But I just wanted to go over something I'd like to do as a real sort of small, slim chance of picking up something sensational. And that is look for older class players that haven't, they're not with a club. They might be in the twilight of their career. They might be looking to start their sort of coaching or managerial or even scouting, but they're still wanting to play. So you might be able to find someone that is willing to come on as part player, part staff. And what I like to do is uncheck all your boxes, your transfers and your loans, and keep in expired, because obviously you don't want them coming from a club. You can't do that. And what you do is you go to additional conditions, and you open up, you go to general and world reputation. And now you want to get 2 of these to make it easier to sift through. And you go 1 at least and 1 at most. And basically, if you change both of those to the same thing, you'll just get those players. So, like, for example, if we went from, I don't know, say fairly good to exceptional, there's 96 players to sift through. This way, it's a lot easier. You can go through them without kind of getting overwhelmed. And you can see, like, this is just, I wouldn't, you're not going to get this, but you can see you got an Neymar clubless at the end of his career. No, I'm not going to be able to get a player like him. Absolutely not. Joshua Kimmich, absolutely outstanding German player. Wouldn't be able to get a player like him either. We're a crappy club in League One. But that was just an example. So now I can change them both to superb and see who else is maybe in the twilight of their career, looking to maybe start part player, part coaching or whatever. And you just don't know. 99.9% of the time, they're not interested, and you're not going to get them. But it's you just never know. You might find someone that's quite reasonable with wages that are wanting to come on as, you know, player, staff, contract. And in those circumstances, you can probably get them at a more reasonable price than you would just a player contract. So you got Sadio Mane in here. Again, he's not someone I'm going to get at all. But, you know, if you do this process, go through them, you know, it's kind of got to be semi-representable of where your club is at. We've made it up to League One now, so I don't know. We might be able to expect to get maybe some players that had a good world reputation, maybe, that are in the twilight of their career. So if we just have a look, Victor Poulsen. Well, he's lost a lot of physicals and speed, so I don't know if that would really interest me. But it's definitely worth sifting through and just seeing what you can find, because you never know, you might find someone that's willing to come to your club. Yeah, and even if they are, sometimes you can't afford it either, but it's definitely worth a look. Something I like to do every now and then, just to you see if you can get a bit of a you know, a world-class player come into your team, lift the reputation of your team even a little bit, just through association, and the players around him as well. So yeah, this little tip there. Right, no new players yet, as you can see. Still, last one through the door was Will Murdoch, our backup goalkeeper, but we have released the likes of Cameron Gregory on a free and Charlie Farr, backup right back really, and Fletcher Holman. I think I'd already said that he's gone out on loan. We've got a few other loan offers coming in for some of our players. Nothing over the line yet. However, the board did something all on their own, which I will show you. Oh, and we triggered a contract extension for Oliver Iro as well. So he's got 2 years left on his contract, and yeah, hopefully he can have a good season with us, injury free, and yeah, develop a little bit further. But the board, all on their own, have gone for upgrading the club's youth facilities, which is great for our youth development. Probably really needs our youth recruitment upgrading at the same time, because that's pretty poor. But yeah, that would be good for some of the young players' development. So that's another 350,000 out the door. So that's along with the training facilities, which was 750,000, I think, right? And then this, so 1,100,000 money spent on upgrades, which is everything really. So yeah, we really have pressure on to make some money this year, because that's everything we had. Luckily, I'm still going to have access to the transfer budget and the wages that was in place. They can't really take that away. However, I'm going to have to keep in mind that now we have no money. So yeah, big pressure to make some money, and not start to go backwards as a club. All right, and just confirmation there, as you can see, I've got the transfer budget still in place there, which I will and need to allocate to the wage budget, as we only got about 10,000 left, and we still need a whole plethora of players through the door. But we are, overall balance is actually down to 122,000 now. So yeah, that's where the pressure comes in. We had money, we had over $1 million at that point, and now we have next to nothing. So yeah, needs doing, but kind of feels like I don't know, this hurts. You bring in that much money and then it's gone. But overall, it should be help progression with the club, so we can continue to look forward and yeah, just really keep our fingers crossed for a good cup run or something. Try and make that money back this season. That would be ideal. Alright guys, so it is the 11th of July and we have 2 new players in through the door. Let's start off with Mohamed Sinan Kaya. He is in from Sivasspor in Turkey, and he costs 70, something floating around in my room. He cost 70, or what is it, about, potential up to 80,000. That's what he costs. Yeah, I had a couple of guys on loan, on trial rather, that were a bit similar to him, but overall, I liked his potential better. He was 20 years old, and he just looked better in a few areas. We've got language barrier to start with, but hopefully that won't be an issue too long. Yeah, and £80,000. Yeah, I felt like he was good enough compared to what else was on offer that made paying £80,000 worth it overall. Yeah, and he comes in as one of our best players going ahead into the new season. And he can operate as well. He's mainly going to be in for our central attacking midfield role. Yeah. And then we have Cafu, who's not a bad signing, really. He's older. He's 34 years old, but he's coming in as a player staff role. He has taken place at head of youth development. But we've got him in on £1,000 a week. Yeah, he's a little bit older, but I feel like he can still play a part for a team of this level. So hopefully, give him a bit of time, he will settle in. Don't like the fact that he's not really keen on big matches, but he's still quality, even for his age. So yeah, hopefully he can. I'm going to be deploying him in sort of central defensive midfield role as a bit of a playmaker. So he's got 13 vision, 11 passing, 13 first touch, and 13 composure. So hopefully he can sort of dictate from that sort of defensive midfield role in a playmaker kind of role. But we'll see how that works out. May need to look at changing formations as we go forwards, but I'm excited to see what he can do for the season ahead. He's only going to be a player for a year, so yeah, that'll be that. Yeah, a few more things on the horizon potentially, but nothing really guaranteed yet. I had a number one target for a new striker, but I think I might be losing him to another team in the same league, unfortunately. That's a bad thing about being a new boy on the block, and you're going up against established teams in the same league. Most players are going to pick them over you because they've been there longer, got better reputation, and probably offering more money as well. But we're still trying. Okay, we have another player through the door, and I kind of see this guy as a little bit of a Oyatunde replacement. Not too dissimilar in attributes. Yeah, as you can see on his graph, it's quite similar. I wonder if I can actually bring him up. Oyatunde. All right, let's have a look. Quick comparison. And Zach Ritchie, well, similar, but I think Zach Ritchie actually, except for obviously mentals and a little bit of physicals and speed, as far as technicals, attacking and vision goes, he's a superior player. And he's only 18, so he's got plenty of improvement to do. I did notice when I was searching for players that Oyatunde is actually listed for loan. So I was tempted, but they wanted like nearly £3,000 of his wages being paid. And that's too rich for me. But Zach Ritchie is a Farnborough player, and I have high hopes for him across the next couple of seasons or so. So yeah, hopefully we can get some more players through the door, but we are slowly running out of time. But we are working on quite a few targets at the moment. Okay, so it is the last day before the opening day of the season. Obviously, there's still some time left with the transfer window open, and we will be looking to get some more business done, because I certainly don't think we're done where we are. So let's have a look at the last players that we managed to get through the door. We've had a few more go out on loan as well. Okay, just all the players that are out on loan this season: Fletcher Holman, Charlie Farr, Cameron Gregory, Mehmet Halim, Caden Voice, David Madupe, Federico Canguila, Callum Simpson, and Kian Willows as well. So we've got quite a few players out on loan this season, which is good. As for the rest of the players that are through the door, I'll quickly go back over the ones that we have looked at already. We've had, well, firstly, it was Finley Herrick, our number 1 goalie, in from South Shields. He's been doing nicely between the sticks for us. And then we had Will Murdoch, backup goalkeeper. I'm sure he will do just fine. And then we got the old guy, Cafu, 34 years old, but can play in a varied amount of positions and can cover quite a few different positions. But I see him sticking in that defensive midfield role, dictating a bit of play from deep. So we'll see how that goes for the next season. And then it's Mohamed Sinan Kaya, in for up to £80,000 from Sivasspor. And he's a tidy little central attacking midfielder. And he's got some good attributes. I'm hoping he can chip in with a fair few assists and goals from that position. He's got 2 goals in his friendlies already, from 2 appearances and 1 substitute appearance. So some promising signs already. And then we've got Zach Ritchie, who's going to be sort of playing up front for us, can play on the left of attacking midfield as well. And he, similar sort of style of player to Kea. And but he's chipped in with 2 goals from 2 friendlies already as well. So hopefully we can see some good things from him too. And then we have Merrick Cap. I don't think that's probably how you quite say his second name. But anyway, he's this guy's more of a backup player. He probably will be going out on loan this season as well to see how he can develop. But I thought he looked interesting enough to get him in. He's only on 250 a week, which is pennies at this level, compared to what everyone else wants, which is like 3, 4, 5 plus £1,000. So many players wanted, look good, liked, tried to get, and they just want obscene amounts of money. So it has been quite difficult. Next on the list is Dean Hoy. Now, Dean Hoy is 18 years old, previously of Liverpool, and he can play in central midfield, defensive midfield, and left midfield as well. So he's quite versatile, though we don't really utilise a left midfield role in any of our position formations that we do play. But again, he looks like a player that could develop quite nicely, and definitely provide some cover between defensive midfield and central midfield. Next on the list, we have Al Amin Kazim, and he is very much a backup left back, because I very quickly realised that apart from Elijah Morgan, we pretty much haven't got any out and out left backs. Elijah Morgan is still developing for us. He's still only 21 years old. He's been with us for he came to us 24-25 season, so that's is that just 2 years or 3 years? 3 years. It's got to be 3 years, right? Maybe just 2 years actually. But anyway, still developing at 21 years old is Elijah Morgan. But Al Amin Kazim can come in and provide some much needed backup in that position for us. And even though he's not, he's not going to set the world alight, he will provide adequate cover or be a worthy substitute should we need him. And next on the list, we've got another old head, Rory McKenzie. Now, we got Rory McKenzie in on a free transfer. He was previously at Kilmarnock. Spent most of his career there at Kilmarnock. 451 appearances altogether for them. So, yeah, very, very dedicated career playing at Kilmarnock. But he has come in as a tireless central midfielder, but can play and cover lots of different positions should he need to. Very well-rounded player altogether, I think. And I'm hoping he, along with Cafu, can provide some much needed experience at this level. I feel like we did all right playing with the kids, building teams, good technical attacking teams with younger players coming through from the national leagues and League Two. Now we're in League One. I do feel like we need to look at some more experienced heads. And yeah, these are two players that have come in to do that. Again, he's only in for a year, but he does have an optional year extension as well. But he's only 33 years old, and he's coming for £950 a week, which I think is an absolute bargain, because I guarantee you he was earning a hell of a lot more than that at Kilmarnock. But he is in as a player coach. So like I said earlier in the video, when you find older player in their twilight sort of years of their career, and they're looking to get into sort of staff roles, but they're still playing, you can usually get them in for a lot cheaper than you would if they're just still playing as a player, because they're wanting to break, transition. So it does work to your favor sometimes, because this guy's still got it in him to be, a good player. So yeah, so that is everyone that is through the door as it is. It's the first game of the season tomorrow, and we open the season up against Stockport. So that'll be an interesting test for us. And then we've got second game straight into the Carabao Cup against Exeter, which is a bit kinda of a draw for us, being League Two opposition. We are now League One. So we are the bigger team in that draw. So yeah, we will see how that goes in the next episode. Obviously, we still have the window open until the end of August. So yeah, we still got our eye on plenty of transfers. We've still got over 10,000 a week in wages that we can use. So yeah, I'm going to keep on searching and try and put it to the best use I can. But yeah, that's us done for today. As usual, if you've liked today's content, please leave us a like. And if you've got anything to comment, please put it in the comments down below. And if you're watching and you've not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. Would love to have you along for the journey. And I don't know if you can see how much I'm sweating here. It is absolutely roasting here. And I've literally been at this all day trying to find the best players I could for the right money with the little money that I had. But yeah, it's been a hot one today. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, subscribe. That's it, subscribe. And yeah, as for now though, I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day, and I will see you again in the next one. See ya.